Hey guys, welcome to another YouTube video. We're glad to be able to make these today. We are going to be talking about how to hire and when to fire. Oh man, these are really sensitive subjects, but let's get right into it. And don't forget, if you like these videos, if you like this kind of content, please like the videos. Please comment down below any questions that you have. We try to get back to you as soon as we can, and subscribe to the channel always. It motivates me to keep making more of them. The first question, how to hire. This is, you could watch all kinds of YouTube videos on this, and you will find all kinds of different philosophies on exactly how to hire people. There are some legal requirements that are required for certain jobs that take place in this office. If it doesn't require licensure to be a dental assistant, in most states, it does require licensure for you to be able to take x-rays. I think all states. Minimum requirements you have to have. They got to be CPR certified to work in our office, things like that. So there's some minimum standards, legal requirements. There might be a minimum education requirements that are required. Obviously, you have to meet those in order to hire the right person. So once you get the word out, which is the next thing I want to talk about, how do you get the word out that you're hiring? I am all into social media, and we do a lot of social media, and we have a pretty good following on multiple accounts. So I put out a little post on social media like, hey, we're hiring. Why would someone want to come and work for you or with your team? Why would they want to? What makes your office different? Why would they want to leave somewhere else and come to you? Could it just be the money? Could it be the location? Could it be the environment, the teamwork, the attitudes of people? Could it be the work hours? I mean, could it just be the work that you do? Maybe they don't want to do orthodontics anymore and they want to do smile makeovers. Or maybe they're tired of working with little kids and they want to work more with adults. Maybe it could just be the actual work that you're doing. General dentists generally do all the same stuff, right? Crowns, fillings, partials, dentures, stuff like that. Well, maybe your office is a little bit different because you do Botox, or you do sedation, or you do digital dentistry. Maybe you do implant surgeries. There are certain things that might set you apart as a general dentist. Those kind of things might attract people. They want to get out of the routine of doing the same old stuff. So there's got to be some lure about your office that would bring someone to your office, okay? And in the absence of great benefits, in the absence of an amazing team, in the absence of procedures that are different, you're just going to have to pay more. But when you're putting your feelers out there on social media, there are also professional sites like Indeed and Monster and other ones that you could post these things to. But I want you to get a little bit clever when you're looking for someone to hire. If you live in a college town and the job that you're hiring doesn't require any sort of credentials, look at the job boards for these colleges. I have a person here who does a lot of lab work for me, a lot of digital dentistry, making a lot of clear trays, like bleach trays and retainers, and they do all of our lab work. They help us clean up at the end of the day. Really, really great, but that doesn't require any sort of licensure. So I look for kids that are pre-dent and have an interest in this stuff, and it's been working out really well so far. When you're looking, find those college places. If there's a tech school or a college in town that has a dental assisting program or a hygiene program, you need to get to know the faculty there so that they would be like, hey, you should try this office. I mean, word of mouth is the greatest form of a referral system than anything else. Word of mouth, okay? Yes, you can send stuff out and get applicants in, and they're cold. And you just have to kind of figure things out. But it's even better if there's a family member that knows someone, a friend that knows someone, faculty around the town that knows someone. Those are always the best referrals. So people that are graduating from hygiene school, they're just going to get on Facebook and the dental websites, the dental Facebook sites, and they're just going to see which dentists are like, we're hiring, and then they're going to start looking for a job. So definitely find the local Facebook groups, definitely find the local faculty in the field, definitely know other professionals in the area. I have good friends that are general dentists. I can text them like, hey, do you know of anyone? Sometimes they've had to downsize before. Sometimes they've lost good employees because of certain reasons. And this kind of talk will generate applicants for you. All right. So once you get some applicants, and no matter what that is, we'll do a TikTok video and I'll literally get 70 applicants from around the country. And you're like, around the country? I know, it sounds ludicrous. It is ludicrous. Nobody moves from out of state for a dental assisting job, but they do here. Why? Because there is a lure. There's something that is attracting people from around this country to work here. And I would hope that your office would have the same thing. What is going to attract them? Because if it's just the money, it's going to be short-lived, because ultimately happiness is going to come from the environment, the peace, if they feel valued, that kind of stuff. The money can only take you so far. Okay, so create things in your office that make it attractive for people to want to work here. So once we gather all of these applicants, I start looking through the resumes. I always do. I know this might be controversial, but I do a social media check. Okay, I look up LinkedIn. I don't look up Twitter, but I'll look up Facebook and Instagram just to see what's out there for these people. I'll tell you this too, the best applicants actually have their social media handles available. Those are the best applicants because they're like, take a look. You're going to find something very professional in every part of my life. And that is very attractive to an employer. But I'll do some searching. We try to figure things out, like, where they're from, what they're up to, the kind of posts that they do, just looking for character things. Look at the resume, right? We make sure that they meet all of the requirements. We see where they're from. We just put a little number on the resume and we're like, this looks like someone that could work out. Let's interview them. I usually start with a Zoom interview first, and that way no one has to travel. It's not too inconvenient, but it's just sort of a get to know you. If they do well on the Zoom interview, then I'll have them come in for a working interview. And I pay them for the working interview, okay? And everybody gets to know them. I always have the staff or the team take them out to lunch without me because I want the team to get to know them. Then they'll do a working interview. I will pay them for their time, of course, get a feel for everything. At the end of that working interview, I have a meeting with them, a personal one, where we talk about logistics, pay, things like that. And pretty much everything should be negotiable. I am not a fan of anyone that is like, how much does it pay per hour? I really want people to get out of that world. I don't like it. The concept needs to be, what do you make in the year and how much time do you get off in that year? Because if you make $10 an hour and you work every week of the entire year, you're going to make the same amount that someone who that makes $20 an hour and works half the time. Just how much per hour doesn't say anything to me, because I want to know if you need health insurance, if you want 401 matching benefits, a lot that goes into it. And so it just goes way beyond the hourly. The interview. The interview is like very, very important, okay? And it's important to note this. It's not just the employer evaluating the employee to say, let's see if this is going to work out. An interviewee needs to be thinking the same thing. I have options, and I'm going to make sure that this employer is going to provide for me what I'm looking for in my career. Both people are interviewing each other. You need to be prepared to answer all of the questions that they might ask. What are the hours? What are the benefits? What is the pay? Am I going to be expected to work late or through lunch? How busy am I going to be during the day? What are my job duties specifically? Go through all of these things. And we have certain benefits that are very unique to our office. And we have a lot of paid time off that people get, but it comes with a cost. If you're going to get all those benefits of lots of paid time off, something's probably hidden in there, like, well, what do you have to do? Okay. And some things that we have to do, we always read books. We're reading books on sales and marketing, things like that as a team to grow together. You'll always be cross-trained in here. If it's legal and ethical, you're gonna be trained to do it. So the front desk person in our office is always, every day, they're back taking a limited exam, doing an x-ray, changing wires on ortho patients. Our assistant is answering the phones, taking new patient calls. Our hygienists do financial consults. Everyone is cross-trained. It's a team. And that helps us to be efficient and helps us not have as many employees, which produces extra money for bonuses. And so if you work hard, you're going to bonus well, you're going to get a lot of time off. I'm saying all that because whatever it is in your office that makes it unique and some things that might be a surprise down the road, you want to make sure you disclose all of that. So my worst nightmare is for someone to quit a job, get hired, and then a few weeks into the job go, I had no idea that I was going to be expected to do blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I go through everything with them. The most important question I would ask is, why do you want to work here? Why do you want to work here? Most people, most applicants are looking for a job, and you happen to be hiring, and maybe you have a certain hourly that you meet, so they apply. That's it. That's the only reason that they apply. You're hiring and you're willing to pay, so I want to work there. I want to know more. I want to know, what is it about this job that made you apply? And then I just listen. A lot of times they've never even been to our website. They're asking me in the interview, where are you located? Like, where is it located? Like, they have done no research. Those kind of people, I'm not interested in. Okay, I want someone that is like, well, on your website, these are the things that I was attracted to, and I think I could become a great contributor to your team because of X, Y, and Z. And they start talking about themselves. That would be an amazing applicant, okay? So during the interview, you're trying to get to know each other, and you should ask them some questions. I have had many college students who are applying to dental school call me, message me on Instagram and say, would you mind doing a mock interview with me? Like, I have no idea what they're going to ask, how it's going to go. And so doing practice interviews, very, very important. Okay. Work on those with your team. As an employer, make sure that you're doing your very best in the interview process so that they have a good chance to evaluate you and your practice, and you have a very good chance to evaluate them. Another question that I'll always ask is, tell me what your last book that you read on sales and marketing is. Almost zero. Almost zero. And that's okay. It's okay. Look, I'm fine if they haven't read one. I just kind of want them to know, whoa, okay, this is not where I'm going to show up and I'm just going to dental assist and I'm going to go home. Okay. I'm not just going to show up, answer phones and make appointments and then I'm going to go home. This is a legit career opportunity. I like to think of my job, the jobs that I hire people for, as final destination jobs. It means you're going to have a retirement opportunity here. You're never going to leave or quit this office because of pay. That's just not going to be the reason you leave. It's going to be because you want to go have a family. Perhaps your spouse is getting transferred in the military. There's going to be some other reason, but it's not going to be because you've been mistreated. It's not going to be because people are unkind to you. It's not going to be because you're underpaid. And it's definitely not going to be because you don't get enough time off. Okay. Those are just off the table. So this job is going to be a final destination job. It is a career job. Okay. It's a career opportunity for somebody. And I want them to know that. So if you're coming here, we got to level up. Okay, because I'm going to pay you well, you're going to get a lot of time off, and in exchange, I'm going to expect more than any other dental office out there. And you just got to set those expectations up front, and you'll find just the right person. So like anyone that's out there, you got to find your tribe, and there's going to be plenty of people when they find out, oh, I got to get cross-trained. A lot of hygienists are like, I don't want to do financial consults. I'm not going to answer the phones like I'm a hygienist. Not all of them, obviously. You can find those that are just really, really wanting to be a team player and willing to contribute, and they'll get rewarded for it. That's the most important part. You got to get rewarded for your value. Now let's talk about firing. We don't like to talk about firing very much. In fact, we hope that we never have to fire. From time to time, it's going to happen. Some people just aren't going to live up to the expectation that you set, and they're either going to quit or you're going to have to let them go. My whole approach to having to let somebody go is, they say you should be slow to hire and quick to fire. Once you've realized that a candidate is just not going to make it, a lot of times we just hang on. We just hang on because we don't want bad vibes. It's controversial. Sometimes it can be legal, and we don't want to have any of those issues. And so we just sort of hang on, and we have a new lower standard that we've created for our entire team. The most important quality that I look for when I'm hiring for all skills is attitude. That is the number one characteristic that I'm looking for, because I can teach you how to do almost everything in here. Well, I can teach you how to do everything in here. I need someone that has a great attitude, someone that wants to learn, thirsty to embrace a new culture and ready to just dive in. I need someone that will be able to handle constructive criticism and not think this is a personal attack on them. Like, hey, you're not doing this yet. It's on your checklist. You're not doing it. And they're like, oh, yeah, I got it. I got it. Like, they're wanting to learn. Attitude is everything. An old friend and coach, Bill Blatchford, told me one time, when you're evaluating employees on a scale of 1 to 10, you need to hire 8s and above. Lou Holtz once said the very best leaders, and Lou Holtz was a great leader, said that the best leaders can only elevate employees or team members up a maximum of 2 on a scale of 1 to 10. So if you hire a 5 and you think we're going to get them there, the best leaders, and most of us are not the best leaders, the best leaders are only going to get these people to a 7. Hire 8s and then help them become 10s. Attitude is everything. Bill Blatchford said, think about someone that if you had to drive across Texas in the middle of August without an air conditioner, would you be able to tolerate that person? Because oftentimes in dentistry, there are very stressful moments, and you want someone that's going to have a good attitude, a positive outlook when things are stressful, to elevate and not to be like the downer. When it comes to firing people, I want to meet with people often enough and do evaluations. If you do little evaluations often enough, you never have to have that big meeting where you're like, here we go, you're ready. You just say, hey, we'll talk about a couple of things. It's no problem, but we got to recalibrate here on a couple of things. End these meetings with, how about me? Is there anything that I'm doing that brings you down that I could change or improve upon? Okay, you've got to be able to do that as an employer. Constructively listen, just like you might constructively give criticism. And a lot of times these team members will have good advice to be applicable to everybody and make the whole environment a little bit better. I have many meetings with employees over time to evaluate them and their performance. If they've failed at something multiple times, when it finally comes down to me saying, hey, I've got to go in a different direction, this is what I would expect them to do. I get it. If they're not going to be able to say that, I don't feel like I can fire them. There's a book out there called Extreme Ownership, and basically it comes back to me. If someone is not performing at their best level, I never think first, boy, they got a problem. I always think, okay, what did I miss? How did I not get them trained right? What have I not taught them yet? Have I not set the expectations appropriately? I'm always looking inward, okay? It's on me. So no one is getting fired from this office and be like, I was totally blindsided. They know it's coming. We've had employees that have missed the mark on the same task multiple times. And then finally you're like, listen, if this happens again, we just can't continue to work together. I can't have this happening in here. I hope you understand. Yes, I understand. Yes, I understand. So when you finally do have to let them go, they're like, I get it. And then you'll end on good terms. I've actually rehired people before that I have let go after enough time has passed. We've had new meetings. They understand the expectations, and it's worked out fine. Okay, so I like to leave on good terms with everyone. I never want to leave on bad terms. So when you have to fire, make sure as an employer all your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted. You do want to make sure that you have documentation for everything. You feel justified in what you're doing, and that the employee also feels like, this guy, yes, he fired me or she fired me, but she sure gave me a fair shake. She gave me a fair shake and I didn't step up. So I hope that this has been helpful on how to hire and when to fire. If you have questions or comments, please comment below. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. Perhaps there are things that you would do differently. I'd also like to know those things. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and next week we'll have another YouTube video out for you. So stay tuned. Smile Doc out.